Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tash. I decided today that I was going to do the booktube tag because I realized I've been on this channel for a year but never actually done the newbie tag. So technically I am still kind of a newbie to booktube, but I have posted a few videos across the last year, but I haven't really introduced myself that well. Before getting into the actual tag, I thought I'd give a little bit of information about myself. I am 26 years old. No, oh my god, I'm 27. No, I'm 27 years old. I have moved from Australia, Perth. I did grow up there and lived there for about 21 years of my life. Then moved across to the eastern states where I lived in Queensland, Sunshine Coast for almost 2 years, and then decided to come over to England, which I've now been here for just going up 2 years as well. First question I always get asked is, why did you move to England? Truly, it's because I wanted to be a home base where my current immediate family is living here. Obviously to be close to them, but then also just have a base point to travel with my partner. So me and my partner have moved here, and yeah, now we can explore Europe whenever we want on the weekends for so cheap. Came here while I was studying for uni, and it was just sort of like the right time. Before I did start my YouTube channel, I actually did have a BookTok account firstly. I then created a Bookstagram account, but I am terrible at Instagram. I feel like I get really in my head about Instagram. I can't post on there for some reason. I like post once every couple of months, so that is just sort of there. My BookTok, I've been terrible the last year. I've just lost my momentum for BookTok. I believe I'm better for long form content, and that's why I've now started my booktube. I'm so sorry. There has been a Twitter post and there is a new Harry Styles picture that's been released. Harry Florals, hang on, there's something going on. He's been at a football game over the weekend and there is so much content. You don't understand. Let's get back to the question. So, the first question for the newbie tag is, why did I start this channel? So I did actually start a BookTok account back in 2021. I was posting on there for quite a while, but I feel like me and TikTok just haven't been vibing. And I decided that I was going to start a booktube account because I had been watching so many of my favorite creators on booktube. I really wanted to be involved in this community. I feel like booktube maybe is where I can express myself a bit better. It's long form, I'm not rushed. It's more like a comfort app for me. I always find myself, when I'm eating a meal, I'll sit down and watch a YouTube video. Sometimes even put one on while I'm in the shower, like as just background noise. It's one of those apps that I'm just constantly on without realizing that I'm on it. Why not try and see if this is the place for me? Because you never know. What are you most excited for about this channel? What I'm most excited for, I think, is probably just to speak about books. Like, it's such a basic answer, but that is truly what I am most excited to do most days of my life. My partner is sick of me. He's done. He's up to here. He's at his wit's end. Anytime I like finish a chapter or a book, he'll get multiple updates. He knows more about the books than what I know about the books sometimes, because I've just said too much, and then I'll be like, oh, did I say that? I forgot I told you that. That's what this channel is going to be good for. I'll be able to vent, and I'm most excited about that because I just love talking about books. Maybe the vlog style content may be good for just getting it off my chest during the time, and then obviously when I do my wrap ups, it'll be really good just to reflect and review on like what books I've loved, where I'm slowly starting to develop and become like just more diverse in my reading. I feel like that's what I'm truly excited for, is maybe just seeing what other books are out there for me, what the community is able to, introduce me to. The next question is, why do you love reading? I think I'm probably going to have a really generic answer for this, but truly it is the escapism experience for a reader, where you can truly just forget about the real world, all of your problems. Most of the time I'm an anxious girly. Yes, hello. I'm one of the girls who will overthink everything and anything, whether that be an outfit I need to plan 3 weeks away, that will make me anxious, whether that be I needing to do a presentation for school and I don't want to do public speaking. Yup, that's me. Reading is that place where I can pick up a book anytime, anywhere, truly escape everything is like why I love reading, why I fell in love with reading. Also as well, me being new to England and having no friends here. The book characters start to become my friends. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds a little crazy, a little cuckoo, but they truly are my friends. They are my book boyfriends as well as also my friends. Making friends in your late 20s is hard, and they are now my new friends. I love that all the people I've met online because of this community, and as much as they're my friends, the community is my friends, and yeah, that's why I love reading. I love the welcomeness. Is that even a word? I love how welcoming everyone is. It's a hobby that I love to the point where it's a true hyperfixation for me for the last 4 years, and I don't think the hyperfixation will ever leave. It consumes my mind day and night. I will be thinking about what books I need to read next, what I'm going to be buying next time I go to the shops, any content I consume online, whether that be booktube, book talk, anywhere it is book related. I just love it so much. Authors are so smart with how they can just create something like this, and then we read it, we love it, we connect with it, and it's just an experience. I love it so much. What book or book series got me into reading? Now, this is where I share a little bit too much about myself and we become a little bit too close and personal here. I don't know if that's something that you wanted, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You're gonna know a little bit too much about me by the end of this video. Obviously we all start on Wattpad. Like, that's just like the generic starting place. Most people start when they're a teenager. Me? I, as a teenager, was never into reading. Okay, this is where it's crazy to me. So my group of friends at school, we never read books, we never talked about reading books, so I don't know if actually if any of them were doing it in secret behind my back. Like it was never a topic of conversation between my friends. Left my hometown, went somewhere else. I obviously had no one to speak to, I had no friends, and I really needed someone and something to connect and just keep my mind busy while I'm going through so much change in my life. And that was where I found my love and obsession for the one and only Mr. Harry Styles, which he's already been brought up in this video. We all know where this is going. Somewhere along the lines, Duplicity was going crazy online. Yeah, I read that book in like about a week. I read Duplicity in like a week. If anyone knows anything about this book, you will understand that that book is longer than the entire Harry Potter series put together. And I read that in a week. I was obsessed. Anyway, that's where I started. I'm not going to say too much more because like that book was just crazy. I didn't continue with the second book. By the time that came out, I was just sort of past my like Wattpad books. A bit late to the game. I was not in my teenage years, but that's fine. No one can judge me. We all start there. Truly, I think my first proper book that I read was a Colleen Hoover book. It Ends With Us, and yeah, we don't talk about those days. A lot of people have either rekindled their love for reading recently because of booktube and book talk, and some people are like me where they've found a completely new hobby that they've never had. It's been the best thing for my mental health. I just love reading. Don't you just love it? It was so cute. That was a little bit cute, wasn't it? What challenges do you think you'll face? Me, personally, my challenge in life is my imposter syndrome. They're doing it better. I don't think I would be as good as that. Like, it's a problem in life I have. I just compare myself a lot to other people. I don't know, someone who's more relatable, more likable, and I'll watch them and be like, oh, they're so funny, they're so hilarious. Like, their content is just the most amazing content I've ever seen. They've put the most amazing video together. And I'll just sit there and nitpick my work compared to theirs without realizing that I should probably give myself more props for like being able to physically put myself in front of a camera and then upload it after I've edited, and like even just that whole process is a lot of work and time put into it, and I'm really working on it this year. I'm trying to be more positive minded in the way that I talk about myself. The imposter syndrome is going to be definitely my challenge. I think a lot of people probably have that sort of feeling about themselves. I need to stop doing it. It's so bad. Sometimes I'll probably put myself in a funk and then I'll just stop posting because I'm like, I'm not good enough. But I just need to be more consistent and happy about what I'm doing and, just be proud of myself. So that's probably my main challenge. And probably a book slump here and there, honestly. Like, right now I used to be able to read so many books a month, and now I've really dropped off to like maybe 6 to 8 books a month. I think I'm enjoying the books at a slower pace and probably trying to live life a bit more because I used to be reading constantly, but yeah, maybe that would be another challenge. I don't know. What question would you ask your favorite booktubers? Maybe something along the lines of if they feel the imposter syndrome, like I would just want to know if it's like a relatable thing. Or maybe I would ask them the content schedule, like how do they balance their life? Like what does their daily routine look like, as in how many hours are you putting into editing a day, as well in comparison to how much content are you filming, as well as also then like balancing the reading life, because I know reading can just take up so much time, especially when it's like your full-time job. That would be more of like an interesting thing to learn about them. Not so much like the day-to-day things, but like the more business side of it from them. I love knowing like the business side. I think it's so much fun. Yeah, mainly just like the balance. When did you start reading? Well, I probably already talked about that. So that was in 2021. No, maybe it was end of 2020. Maybe just after like the lockdown. Because I really got my hyperfixation back on Harry during lockdown when everyone was just on TikTok. I mean, obviously I was obsessed with him during the 1D days, but it just sort of died out. 2021 was probably when I started reading books. 2020 was more like my Wattpad fan fiction. So, well, we don't talk about that anymore. Where do you read? That is a great question. She's right behind that lovely spot just here. I read so much in bed, like at night time, in the afternoons. This is the place you'll find me. In the mornings before I get up in the day, I'll probably read maybe half an hour to 45 minutes in bed. I do so much reading in bed. I'm such a lazy person. It's like part of my soul. I'm just like meant to be a lazy at home, don't do anything kind of person. Yeah, really, that's like my main place that I read. Other than that, really, I may go to like a cafe to read sometimes, but most of the time it is in my bed quarters. Do you know what I find the most challenging about being a bed reader? Like just a bed reading person is, if they're reading a physical book, I really want to lay on my side. Or if I'm reading my Kindle, I can't get the right spot, like I'll be tossing and turning. But then when I'm reading on my phone, I could read for days. Kindle app on my phone, that's where most of my reading gets done. I don't regret any second of it. My top 3 genres, 100% romance. Romance is where I've started and where I've always stayed with, and then I've moved more into fantasy throughout the years, so fantasy, but I would say more romantasy, like it's definitely romance and fantasy together, it's never just fantasy. I have slowly started diving into literary fiction this year, and I loved the first couple books I've read so far. It is so refreshing for my brain at the moment. Literary fiction, I get it. I get why people read it. It's another level to my learning game. I feel like I'm always educating myself and reading. Literary fiction is that next step for me that will take me that little bit higher in my learning abilities for reading. I do want to step out of my comfort zone one day and possibly go into maybe like a non-fiction. Right now, so far, it has been literary fiction with subplots of romance. I think that's something that I just want to stay with at the moment. But I would, and I'm dying to do this, it is on one of my goals for this year, is to get into thrillers. I've never read a thriller that, maybe it's like been subplots in my romances where there's been like a mystery thriller kind of sub-genre, plot, trope, whatever you're calling it. I definitely need to broaden the horizons of what type of content I'm introducing and taking it. Once I'm getting a bit complacent with the sort of stuff I'm reading, it means I just need to step it up a bit more and push that comfort zone, get out of it. And literary fiction is probably like where I'm going to start mostly exploring. What does your book collection look like? Well, half of my book collection is actually in Australia, so technically this is half of my book collection. When I moved, I thought to myself, there is no point in me bringing all of my books to the UK for me to then bring all of my books back. So I'm not here forever in the UK, it's only a short thing. But I've only got 1 more year left in the UK and then I'm back in Oz. This collection will have to be shipped over to Australia when I leave. Already stressed about it. These are my prized possessions. These are my one true loves. I've seen videos where shipping containers will actually fly off the boat. I'm just being dramatic. I'm being so dramatic. Just don't listen to me. I don't want them to get hurt in the move, you know? That's half my collection here. The other half's back in Oz, which will be like all of my OG reading stuff, which will be so interesting. when I get back to Australia, I'm gonna have to do a video about that. Half of them were on my TBR and half of them what I've read, and I would love to just compare my taste when I get back. I think it'll be so interesting to see everything together. They are all the questions that we have for the newbie book tag. Hoping I answered them correctly. I'm sure I'll think of better answers once I start editing and go, why did I say that? Why have you shared too much? That's okay. I'm gonna be honest, as I always am with my reviews. I will tell you my 100% honesty every single time. This channel is going to be probably a lot of reviews. I'm trying to do some more vlogs and mainly just recommendation videos. If that's the type of content you want to see and you think you resonate with me, my personality, you can subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to. Yeah, I'll definitely be showing a lot of hauls and just like bookish videos where I go out and do lots of book things and, you know, just that sort of vlog style content I really do love to watch, and I'm definitely going to try and focus on a lot more. My next video I'll put up is probably going to be another book recommendation video, and I need to do my monthly wrap-ups as well because I didn't do one for last month, so you may see one of those coming up soon, and a lot of TBR jar videos because I do love to create those. So if you're still here with me, I appreciate you and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Love you!